Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I was going to fly a designed ship today, the Kerbal Orbiter Mark 6, but Better Than Starting Man version 1.0 came out, the first official release that's been posted on the Kerbal Space Program website, and, the forums I should say, and, well, I guess a part got moved somewhere. So I'm going to have to redesign this. Orbiter Mark 1. It shall be the new Mark 1 of the Kerbal Orbiter. So problems we discovered last time include a failure to actually have enough electrics attached to the capsule, which made poor Jeb die a rather untimely and horrible death from suffocation in the lower atmosphere to boot. Was not a nice ending to a good mission. I mean, everything went reasonably well, but we were so close to orbiting in that one too. Stack decoupler, RCS, double RCS, 6 RCS thrusters up here. Excellent. Now we need our computer controls. Control. Oh. Well, that would be why. That would do it. Apparently, we do not have we no longer have our SAS unit. Okie dokie then. This is gonna be ugly, guys. This is gonna be really, really ugly. Because I can't fly very well at all. We have 3 of these attached on right there. Alright, well, anyways, see if I can remember how this was designed, because I did it in the latter end of a very long session. I think, okay, we had 2 of these. Moving up. And then 6 RCS thrusters and 2 rings of batteries around this section, and that's going to be the power that will make the crew reports transmittable back to Kerbin at the end of this mission. So our goal here is to get this thing into orbit. We're going to get a Kerbal into orbit with this thing, and ideally okay, let's see. Now, there was supposed to be... Did I have the adapter part or structural? There it is. Rocco Max brand adapter. And then I had... I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 of these on it. Let's go with 2. I think I remember. I wish I could go back and look at it now, but... Well, if this doesn't work, we'll just chalk that up to another amusing failure. I think I had 4 of these ringed around, so 4 smaller secondary stages down here. Come on. It's sort of coming back to me at this point. Why won't you attach? That is weird. Alright. So you go there. You go there. Come on. There is no reason why that thing shouldn't attach. That's weird. That is a decidedly new problem. There we are. Okay. So... Alright, and then what I did is aerodynamic, do I have any aerodynamics that will fit these? No, I do not. I can't remember. I really can't remember. Guys, this could be really, really icky. Really, like, seriously really icky. And these, just in case it's still an atmospheric flight. We'll push these up to here. Actually, no. We'll do this differently. We'll put you there. 3 of those, like so. 6 of those, like so. Because, yeah, that'll work just fine. Alright, now the thing I remember discovering is I have one of the greatest construction tools. Didn't I? Maybe I didn't. I was going to buy the, maybe that's the other thing that's gone wrong. Hold on. Let me go back to Design Studio here, or Research Labs. This is what I get for purchasing Advanced Construction. No, I have it. Use EAS4 strut connector, because that's what I really, really need. So what category is it under? Utility? No. Control? That's odd. I hope something hasn't gone horribly wrong because of the update, because I'm sure there should be... Nope, definitely not. Indeed. Alright guys, give me a minute. I will be right back. Hey guys, as near as I can tell, the strut connectors have been moved up a tier at some point in the recent updates, and unfortunately it appears there's a minor glitch where, since they were in the previous tier before, they appear there on my research screen, but they don't, they're not actually available. Now, it's entirely conceivable that I may have messed up the installation a bit. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna quickly kill the game and redo the installation just to make sure. I'd rather, not have any other bugs crop up because I messed up with the mod installation. So, hang tight, I'll be right back. And we're back. Didn't make any difference. I think it must be something to do with my save game being pre some changes he made. But it appears to just be visually inherent to the tech tree as opposed to a actual issue with the game. Anyways, before I continue, I just wanted to make a quick shout out to Human Rights for Everyone, one of my subscribers here. He suggested that it would be more efficient if I decoupled and started the new engine at the exact same time so I don't lose as much acceleration, which he's absolutely right about. So in this case, we're going to, because of the way this stage is designed, all 5 of these engines are going to fire simultaneously, but this lower stage here, this engine and that coupler here can fire simultaneously. And then this decoupler removes all of the scientific battery electricals and stuff. And this part we don't want to remove until the absolute utter last minute because of what happened with poor Jeb in that earlier flight. Anyways, I'll have to keep that strategy in mind for future rockets, especially when I start trying to move heavier payloads into orbit. Anyways, this is going to be an extraordinarily comical flight without the SAS and without any struts, because, yeah, it's going to be unstable. I just hope it doesn't fall apart on the launch pad. Speaking of which, let's head to the launch pad and see what happens. This could be really funny. I should put the pre-launch stabilizers on it. Oh dear. Alright, well, let's just hope it hasn't broken anything. Acceleration up. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Oh, and there it goes. Okay. Yeah. Revert to VAB. It's sitting there jiggling around, breaking apart. Note to self. Structural supports are good. Okay. That should do that. These detach at the same time as the engines fire. And launch. The way it works is at first I don't succeed, then I try again. There we go. That should work a little better, or at least it won't fall apart on the launch pad, which I'm very fond of that not happening. Launching in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Alright. Hopefully it holds steady. But without, well, you know, it still has a reaction wheel, which may be enough to hold this thing somewhat stable. But I'm fully anticipating having to do some tweaking, shall we say, to the flight angle. Actually, this isn't going so bad. I was expecting a much, much uglier launch, to be honest. Okay, let's go for a traditional orbit this time. Just a little less gas in the tank, a little less fuel. Not bad at all. Alright. Give it a little less gas in the lower atmosphere here. Because if we conserve fuel here when we get up into the thinner atmosphere in the next layer, it should go a lot better. Alright. I'm going to attempt it. There we go. There we go. That's enough. That's all we needed. Just a little tiny... Ooh, okay, it really wants to stay vertical, doesn't it? A little tip. Little tipping. Come on. Little tipping. Little tipping. SAS. And... Alright. Looking good. Let's see where we're at here. 31,000 and rising. Good. I wish the zooms were independent for these two different angles. Wouldn't that be nice? Because I zoom in to see what the heck's going on with my apoapsis and zooming out to see... Is this going to be another one of my lovely eccentric orbits? I think it is. Oh, nope. No losing acceleration here, guys. There we go. Oh, we are really losing control here. Alright, let's see what we can do about getting this thing back on target. Let's see, apoapsis is actually at a nice... Oh boy, we are really off kilter here, aren't we? Alright, let's kill this and try and get this thing rotated. SAS off. Back to something remotely resembling a reasonable angle. And electrics on. SAS lock. Lock. There we go. It's really... Okay, so there is a computer control probably with the capsule, which is just enough to keep this thing under control. Alright, we are at our angle for orbit. We are coming up on that apoapsis really fast, so let's get this beastie on its way. Alright. This is looking good. We have a lot of fuel, because we still have this whole upper stage to work with, and it'll move a lot better once we are rid of the big guy. Looking good. Bill, I think you may have the honor of being the first Kerbal in orbit. Now the only other thing is, you also would be nice if you were the first Kerbal to survive coming back from orbit. We've gotten Kerbals back on the ground in the past, but some of our landings recently have been less than stellar, especially that one with the failure to maintain the electrical supply. That was a bit of a killer. Okay. We're gonna kill the engines, eject, and just give a little gas just to separate these two apart from one another. And rotate nicely towards the horizon. because we don't want to waste too much energy raising our apoapsis. Okay, we need to give it gassing up. This is our orbital burn right here, guys. I think we can. I think we can. I think we can. Come on. Just gotta watch our heat here, but suddenly we're coming up on that apoapsis real fast. Come on, little... Come on, rocket. You have tons of fuel. You can do it. You can do it. This is it, guys. I think... Oh, we are so close. Come on. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Come on. We are so close. Look at that. Heat's still good. Just on the apoapsis right now. This is it. We're staying just ahead of it. Here it comes. It's coming. Not long now. Actually, oh, there it is. There's our rising periapsis right there inside the planet. Technically, orbits are calculated as if the planet wasn't there, funny enough. Even though the orbits are kind of necessary, they kind of need that gravity well to actually function. Alright. This is it. Periapsis has come out of the atmosphere. Now we just need to wait for it to be an orbital elevation. And... is it 90, 91, 92, 93? Kill it. Ooh, that's a bit of an eccentric orbit. But guys, Bill Kerman is now in orbit. And we're also in an orbit that's really going to be real easy to end. Actually, if I burn just a little more and raise that apoapsis above 250, I can get an extra crew report from the... There we are. That'll do. Everyone, that'll do. Of course, in my moment of genius of building this thing, I neglected to, well, get any of my key bindings set up. Let's get a crew report. Very much in space right now. The sky seems to be mostly below us. 0 scientific value. Crew report. The shores look inviting, and you watch the waves roll into the coast. Now that has scientific value. Let's send that home. Oops. Actually, what I really needed to do, review report. Transmission. Okay, this is the part where we watch and make sure our RCS off, SAS off, because we can just tumble and topple as necessary. We need to make sure we have a reasonable chunk of electric charge left. In fact, if I could... Yeah, there we go. We'll disable that battery. Disable the electrics on that one. That's useful. So now we're saving a couple of batteries, and most importantly, the battery on the ship is being saved for later. So that gives us a little bit more juice to work with for later. Alright, so let's see. Crew report. How high are we? It's very round. Not so helpful. We're rolling up around to the apoapsis here. Let's accelerate, because we've spent a great deal of time looking at the ocean. Let's see, we got the shores report. Let's see what we get here. Crew report. Coastline. Crew report. The green. Alright, nothing new there. We're not going to go over the Badlands or the crew report. Great view of the Highlands. Ooh, I don't think I've gotten the crew report. Yeah, Highlands. Hey, there we go. Mountains! They seem so much smaller up from way up here. That's cool. Transmitting that home. Even if the worst happens, Bill Kerman will have sent us home a extraordinarily valuable amount of scientific data. As long as we're not going to have an intercept with Mr. Grav Orbiter over here, the dead satellite, which is going to be a hazard to navigation. Also known as a potential source of fun. If anybody has played Dwarf Fortress, they'll know what I mean when I say fun. Toggle torque. Reaction wheels disabled. That should save us a bunch of electricity as well. Crew report? Nothing. Okay. We are coming up to that really high apoapsis. We'll get our above 250,000 report that I think we lost with Jebediah. We also need to make sure this ship makes a full orbit, because I'm sure that will have value to our science. Surely there must be some value in actually making it all the way around the planet. I mean, that was a huge achievement, the first man to orbit the planet. Okay, report. We're not above anywhere interesting, so let's get ourselves up to this high orbit. I'll just check for anything interesting. Report. Nothing. There we are, and crew report. There we go. Crew reporting in from space. Send it home. Send that data home. Yeah, that's right. Something to be said for an eccentric orbit. I have my doubts that the super high elevation, the 250,000 meter report is any different from I really need to practice my English. I don't think these super high elevation ones are biome specific, but I'll confirm that, and if it is, I'll have to set up a super high orbit. Actually, if you look, I still have a reasonable amount of fuel left. I could if I played my cards right, I could tune this orbit quite significantly in the future. So, you know, such as it is. All right, let's swing back down. Oh, look at that shot. Sunrise. I mean, easy enough to test. We're still high enough. I think we're over a different biome, so let's see what happens when I ask for a crew report. The same data. Crew report. Yeah. No scientific value from that, so that's okay. Yeah. Okay, so our next stop, we need, hopefully, I think we are going to go over the, yes we are, the Great Desert. Yes, that's the next one we need a report on. So we have lots of electrics left, although it's draining fast, but we have a couple disabled batteries to help us get back home. Look at that. It really is a very pretty game, you know. really is a lot easier. Come on. Why can't I? Oops. Accidentally alt-tabbed a bit. Alright, I keep forgetting you can't get crew reports when you're time accelerated. Okay. Dune reports. The heat rising from the sand causes the desert to move and shimmer. Neat. Neato. Alright, so wasteland, and the the tundra biomes. But this ship should easily be able to do a polar orbit as well, which I will do in a later episode. For the moment, I think I need to start planning my return to Kerbin. We're just coming up on the periapsis, which means we've almost completed a full orbit. And I think fuel-wise, our best bet will be to plan our deorbiting burn for somewhere out here, because the apoapsis, although it might be safer to do it from about here and drop our apoapsis a whole bunch down. There we are. If we do it that way, I don't know if the only catch is I just don't know if we have enough fuel for it. But that'll bring us down definitely in the ocean. My odds of getting in the ocean are pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it that way. We got 6 minutes to the burn, and we need to rotate around to retrograde. Ish. Or future retrograde. Come on. That did not go so well, did it? Alright. And lock it on, guy. There we are. Alright. Stabilize it out. And prepare to burn us out of orbit. So by the time we get down around to the point in orbit where I've set my burn, this should be a retrograde burn. That's the way the mathematics of this. So this will be retrograde when we get there, basically, in 5 minutes, which is coming around real quick here. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Burning time. Here it comes. Down, down, down we go. I mean, we don't want to come in too steep or too hard. There goes. Well, we're definitely not going to be stuck in orbit. That's the really good news. And that's what I targeted, and so that is where I will stop, because I'm almost guaranteed to hit the atmosphere I want to hit. Alright, so the next step, let's see, how much electrics do we have left? There's a fair amount left in each one of these guys. Let's toggle the torque back on. And actually, what we're going to do now is we're going to... I wish we're going to turn on all these batteries. Batteries back on. Batteries back on. That just gives us a little extra juice up here. And those electrics will turn on at the last minute. So what we're going to do, we're going to come across our new apoapsis here. And once we're past that, I will start prepping us for our retrograde descent into the atmosphere. But it would be very nice to get him home alive. Alright, there we go. We're coming down now. Are we? Yes. Let's just take it down a little further. Alright. So the next job is to make sure that I'm not going to hit this mess on the way down. Okay. So when we hit 100, here we go. Just accelerate time a little. We're going to eject this and accelerate away from it a bit. And that should, here we go. Alright, our SAS off, because now we are angled really badly for re-entry. And SAS on. On! No, stop! Stop! RCS. There we are. I also got to remember to use caps lock, because the finer controls are way better. There we are. Lots of electrics left. We can get rid of this maneuver. It's served its purpose. We are where we want to be. There's the other piece of the rocket. Gods, I hope that doesn't hit me when I'm, braking. Because that would really be suck and be funny simultaneously. Alright, time to turn the electrics on the capsule back on so that Bill doesn't suffocate on the way in. These batteries have almost served their useful purpose, but we'll eject them when we're well down into the lower atmosphere here. Guys, this is it. I just hope this parachute is going to work. Get rid of... that's this one. That's weird. Interesting. I did remember to put a heat shield on, didn't I? Yes, I did. Good. Alright. It'll stop accelerating time when we hit the atmosphere. But, oh. We are off of our line just a lot. Okay. There we go. That's the angle we want. We're only 300 meters from that. That is kind of terrifying. I really don't want to accelerate my ship, but that gave us a little more room. The odds of us hitting that thing are really low, I think. Okay. So once I eject this, we are going to have 176 electric remaining. So hopefully that's enough. I got to eject this basically right when we start touching this part of the atmosphere and hope for the best, really. Whoa, 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 whoa. Keep the angle good. All right. Well, I don't think there's any risk of us hitting that thing, thank goodness. Which is good, because that would really suck. Alright, guys, I think I may have miscalculated our re-entry. I think we are going to hit land. Which is a little unfortunate. Because I'm not 100% convinced that this ship will actually survive. I'm never convinced. I mean, I've had them survive, but it's, well, terrifying. Absolutely and utterly terrifying to hit land like that. Okay. I just hope it's smart enough to use the batteries before the command pod. I mean, the command pod is a bit drained, isn't it? Whoa, there we go. Okay. That was close. That started burning just a little sooner than I expected. Alright. Okay. On, keep it on. There we are. We are re-entering. Blade of Shield is looking good. Command pod is looking good. I think we're okay. I think the atmosphere has stabilized everything in the way it should be. I'm sure everything else is blown up quite thoroughly. The question is, are we actually going to hit a useful target like a lake? Maybe? I'm going to give it even odds that we actually hit this lake right here, which I hope is actually sea level. That's where we want to hit, guys. We want to land right here. Just remember, when planning a space mission, always make sure you account for air resistance as you're re-entering the atmosphere. The addendum to that is, consider making sure you come down over the big body of water instead of a tiny little lake. So the good news, the really good news is we survived the re-entry step. We have, what I think is adequate, especially once I kill the reaction wheel. Toggle torque disabled, because that uses a fair chunk of electricity. So 10,000 coming up. Countdown to parachute deployment. 9, 8, 7, 6. Gonna hit the water. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Deployment. Yes! And we're going to hit the water. How cool is that? Within sight of shore. Look at that. Well, as far as missions go, that was bordering on picture perfect. Flanked by the sun. Bill Kerman will triumphantly return to Kerbin with a report of the first successful manned orbiting of Kerbin. I hope you all enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Oh wait, hold on. I can't go away. You guys got to see what the science is. Couldn't walk away without showing you the science. I forgot what I was doing. Okay, so 10 science from a recovery of a vessel returned from Kerbin orbit, such as it is. So I have 94 science now. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, 94, which is enough for one new tech. And that one new tech I am not going to purchase today for 2 reasons. One, that ship, as exactly as designed, can successfully do a polar orbit, which I'll record shortly, without any design changes. It works well enough for my purposes as long as I manage the electrics well. Secondly, what with it being a first release of Better Than Starting Manned, I'm going to hold off on buying any more techs until I see if Flowerchild decides to rearrange the tech tree anymore. So some of those decisions will be reserved for later. Anyways, as I said earlier, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.